Hi everyone, this is David Niven Ph.D. and today we're reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. and we're doing chapter 21, Use Your Own Self-Interest. Now, this short little chapter essentially outlines what's the difference between people who do a bit of overtime and people who don't, who scoff at the idea, people who work hard and people who just do what they need to get by. And the main difference is not the main difference, but a difference is those who work hard, they do so because they believe there's an award waiting for them. It's because of self-interest. Now, the example they give us is essentially the example of dog training and how when owners aren't consistent with the behavior and reward cycle of the dogs aren't well disciplined. It's not the fault of the dog, it's the owner that doesn't maintain that system, that cycle of good behavior and reward. Sometimes they find bad behavior funny and then it doesn't lead to the productive result that they want. The case study at the end says that researchers perceive that self-interest, believing your own rewards at stake, is a significant factor accounting to as much as 75% of your personal motivation towards accomplishments. Now, be whatever political persuasion you are, this is one of my main, I wouldn't say defense, but the main reason why I'd say capitalism is a good thing. You might say, but if you're against it, you might wonder why. Because it taps into greed. Greed's there. You're not going to get away from greed. Self-interest and greed to a degree, it's always going to be there. It's a condition of what it means to be human. But using that in a productive way is absolutely fantastic. Using what is actually a pretty evil thing, self-interest, greed, I wouldn't say self-obsession, but in that vein, using that as fuel for inspiration is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the most beautiful things of innovation, is the ability to take something that inherently is actually bad about people and turn it to something really positive. I watched one video by Dan Locke that he said, and it really made sense when it rings through, you listen to it, and he said, why are there people who are obscenely wealthy, like the $100 billion people? And the reason is because they help so many people. Obviously, that's at the face of it. There's obviously corruption, and there's all sorts of evil just swirling up and down all over the place. But the bare bones of it, especially if they're self-made, is they made something. If it is Facebook, if it is, I don't know, I want to say Tesla, but there's not that many Teslas on the market, so I'm not really sure. PayPal for Elon Musk and Amazon especially. Like, so many things get shipped by Amazon. I personally don't, but I can see it's successful. I just don't understand. Every time I interact with the Amazon dashboard, I'm like, how is this the best? But obviously it is, because it's getting the most people. And the only way that the maker of such a product could get that wealthy is because he's helping that many people. That many people using the service provided are somehow enriched for it. Not always. Sometimes it could be a short-term thing, like too much time spent on social media could affect your brain and make you have a poor attention span, stuff like that. But for the most part, that's the self-interest of personal enrichment led to these people making gigantic impacts on the world around them and to the overall betterment of everybody. So self-interest is there. It's one good thing that video outlined was, you can't possibly, and that is actually to a great degree true, you cannot possibly get rich without working with people. It's not possible, because you need to help people. That's the fundamental of getting wealthy, is you have helped so many people by providing a service, by providing a good, by providing something of substance, such substance that they were willing to part with their money to give it to you because their life would be made better by it, that it enriched you personally or financially. So yeah, self-interest. If you fuel that system, if you put it in, don't make it the goal. Don't make self-interest the goal at the end. Make it the fuel you burn towards a greater goal. That's beautiful. It's one of the greatest systems of enterprises. The fact that it can take something that's inherently that bad, and it can get bad. It can get real bad. Just look at what they're doing in all sorts of areas. My personal gripe is rent. We appear to be going into neo-feudalism because we've got so many people owning enormous amounts of property and just lashing everybody over the head with massive rents, which is a bad side of that. So you do get the bad side. Self-interest not always a good side, but you get the positives. Depends on if you use it as an end goal or as fuel. Use it as fuel. Much better for everybody. But thank you very much for listening and watching the beautiful pictures. This has been Edward of Chide with Books of Chide. We've been reading chapter 21 of 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, and I hope your day is made a little bit better by watching this.